Oh my God, I cannot believe it. The news that has dropped tonight. I just done a stream with Nobbins and it dropped at the end. I can't believe this. We're inside the Etihad Stadium. Well, we're inside, and Erling Haaland could be playing at Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium till 2028. The latest news that's now coming out, being reported by Jack Gorn, Simon Bajowski, loads of journalists are now coming out with this, saying that Manchester City want to start negotiations with Erling Haaland. They're confident that they can get this done to get him to sign a new deal until 2028, extending his current £400,000 a week wages, plus substantial bonuses as well. Let's take a look into this to see exactly who's saying what. So Jack Gorn, breaking: Manchester City are planning on contract talks with Erling Haaland in the hope of extending his commitment to the club to 2028 and beyond. Fresh terms would see an increase to his £400,000 a week wages, plus substantial bonuses. That's from Jack Gorn. We have a little bit more information as well on this one. Loads of stuff coming out. Even with alluring glances from Real Madrid, Manchester City are adamant that Erling Haaland can realise his ambitions with them. So City confident we can basically give him what he wants. It is likely a potential release clause will be discussed as Manchester City seek an agreement with Erling Haaland over a contract extension, with two initially added into his first deal, one of which was dependent on Guardiola's future before he signed a new deal. Obviously, that's been removed. So this is what I'm saying. I just said this on the stream I just done. Even if there is a release clause in the contract, which there might not be, it's going to be a hell of a lot more than it used to be, because it used to be 150 million. If there is a release clause in here, which is no guarantee, I mean, let me know in the comment section. I mean, what release clause would you put in there as a minimum? Say you're Tiki, Khaldoon, whatever, whoever does the contracts, right? And you're sitting down with Haaland now, right? This little game, play a little game. And Haaland says, right, I want to sign this new contract until 2028, but I want a release clause in there. And you say, okay, no problem. The release clause has to be this figure minimum. What's that figure? Let me know in the comment section below. I want every single person doing it to comment. My figure would be, when I'm looking at Caicedo, he's just gone for 115. Declan Rice has just gone for 105. For me, I've got to look 225 million minimum for me. I think anything less than 200 million is a steal. Because you got to remember, PSG paid 220 million euros for Neymar, 7 years ago? So how much are you going to pay for Erling Haaland now in the current market? I think I might have lowballed that, actually. I think I might have lowballed that. I'll stick with it. I ain't changing it. But I think actually 225 might be low. Let me know in the comment section below. What would you do if you was Tiki? Man City have been delighted with Erling Haaland since joining. Club bosses were impressed by his contributions to the team and how well he fit in. City intend to step up contract discussions over the coming months while he's so happy with his situation. So listen, this is fantastic news. It really, really is. I said it a minute ago, but I think the whole of the Premier League is going to be waking up to this news going, shit. I said maybe some teams down the bottom end of the table, middle of the table, where it doesn't really impact them that much, maybe won't. But if you're a top 6, top 7 club, you're looking at this news and you're gutted, man. You're gutted. Because, even Brighton, because what you got to remember is, right, this impacts everyone. Because if Haaland was to leave Manchester City, City now need a striker. Yes, we've got Alvarez, right? But City will want another striker. So we'll look at Evan Ferguson. So it impacts Brighton. So Brighton don't really want him to leave, to be honest with you. It impacts everyone. It impacts everyone. And this is just great news, great business, and something that I have been asking Manchester City to start looking at, because even though he's only played here a year, a play like this, what you got to do, you got to look at what's happened at PSG with Mbappe, right? PSG signed Mbappe from Monaco, big cash. Signed a contract. And then what he did, he was very, very clever, Mbappe. I really respect him for what he did business-wise. Is he just let his contract drift lower and lower and lower. And let me tell you guys, I'm 29. Yeah, I remember coming out of college, right? 11 years ago? 11 fucking years. Mate, I thought I was at college like last year, 2 years ago. Time goes like that. 5 years, 4 years is nothing. Before you know it, player's got 1 year left on his contract, and as a club, you are screwed, mate. You are screwed. You have no power. Because what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to sell you. We want 200 million. Buying clubs like, we're not paying 200 million for a player that's only got a year left on his contract. Well, we're not selling him then. Well, the player will just go, all right, don't sell me. I'll go in a year for free. Oh, no, you can't do that. We can't go that. We'll sell you. You lose all power. So this is unfortunate because what it's going to mean is as more and more money comes into football and players get wiser and wiser to what's going on, what will happen is this. One, players will start lowering the contracts in terms of running it down, because if you get into your last 2 years and you're a good player, you're going to get a big pay rise or you'll get a move. And two, people will do what Mbappe's been doing and just signing 1 year extension, 2 year extension. Well, all you're doing there is kicking the can down the road. It was only 2 years ago that PSG was in negotiations with Real Madrid to sell Mbappe. He signs a new contract. You're kicking the can down the road. So what you have to do is when you have these unicorn players, right? I call them unicorn players because, you know, and then there probably is a phrase or something to say, but they only come around once in a while. Yeah, we've got one in Haaland. You just got to keep on topping up that contract. You got to keep him on a 5-year deal. 5 year. Does well, increase it. Now, the sad thing about that is the guy's going to be paid £1 million a week when, you know, all the shit's going on in the world. But listen, it is what it is. You know, that's how football's been for a very long time. Money in football is nothing new. But City have to keep topping that contract up. So it's no surprise to me that City are doing this. I think this is smart business from Manchester City. I think it's good for Haaland because obviously he's going to get a pay rise, which he probably deserves because even though he's on 400k a week at the moment, he scored 50 goals last year and he started the season very well in terms of his numbers. So listen, great news, fantastic news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think now that Erling Haaland could stay at Manchester City for the next decade? Could he break Alan Shearer's Premier League record? Do you still think he's going to go to Real Madrid in 2-3 years' time? Do you think there's going to be a release clause in the contract? And as I said before, make sure you play along with the game of today's video. Let me know in the comment section below. If you're Tiki or you're Khaldoon and you got to put a release clause in there, what's the minimum number that you would put in there? What's the minimum? For me, 225 is the bare minimum. But having said that, I actually think that's too low. Maybe 250. Maybe 250. It's got to be in the twos somewhere for me, in my opinion. I think anything under 2. If anyone comments on this video with anything less than 200 million, you don't know what you're talking about, mates. Because when you got Caicedo, who's played 18 months in the league and has gone for 115, and you got Erling Haaland, who scores goals for City in the Champions League, the Premier League, Dortmund, Norway, Salzburg, Mulder. He scored goals everywhere he's been. Everywhere he's been. 200 million minimum, but for me 225, maybe upwards towards 250. Guys, this is great news. It's obviously not signed yet. It's only speculation, but if we can get this contract signed, it would be absolutely brilliant. Let me know your comment section below. Guys, do me a favor, yeah, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the Arsenal build-up. See you later.